Maybe I could just become the Fire Wolf.
Boogle?
There was never Boogle. There was only ever me.
The friend who had always been by our side, the one we trusted the most, the one we were closest to, was actually the most evil, most brutal firewolf from the legend of Firewolf Valley. Only at that moment did we finally understand everything from the very beginning had been a carefully planned scam. Back then, the Joe used magic pods to seal the firewolf inside a cuckoo fish. And after countless years of waiting, the firewolf finally found his chance. He found us, Ivy and me, two naive and foolish souls who trusted the so-called friend without hesitation, and even helped him break the seal with our own hands, setting him free once again. Ivy and I froze on the spot, our bodies going cold, unable to believe what we were seeing. My most trusted friend was actually the real mastermind behind it all. In that moment, all hope completely shattered, and every belief in my heart collapsed in an instant. I hated his betrayal, and I hated even more the disaster the firewolf had brought to the entire forest.
But why? You ruined everything. There was so much peace here. There was peace here, and you destroyed it. You caused so much pain.
What about my pain? I was the runt of my litter, so my pack tossed me aside to die. And none of the other creatures wanted me around. So I promised myself that one day I would burn the valley down, and those who survived would bow down to me.
Just then, Ivy suddenly rushed toward the magic pods. She wanted to transform into a stronger creature to fight the firewolf. But the firewolf bit her down instantly and violently flung her away. Then the firewolf burned down all the remaining pods.
It's time. The valley was ruled by fear again.
Now fully revived, he clearly wanted to reclaim everything that once belonged to him. But I didn't abandon Ivy. I dragged my weak body, desperately pulling her, even though she weighed several times more than me, step by step, struggling toward Bird Mountain. For an entire day and night, I never stopped and I never rested. With nothing but sheer willpower left, I finally brought Ivy back to Bird Mountain.
Ivy?
Help her.
When we woke up the next day, both of us were safe and unharmed. We held each other tightly and finally understood one truth. True friendship never changes because of different species. Even if we were once natural enemies, we could still warm each other's hearts. But right then, ashes suddenly began falling from the sky. After regaining his freedom, the firewolf had fully revealed his cruel and evil nature. He burned down the entire valley. Now the forest was engulfed in flames and screams echoed everywhere. All living beings were facing total destruction, and Ivy finally managed to convince her entire tribe. Everyone decided to set out together to rescue the animals trapped in the sea of fire and send them across the river to Spruce Mouse Island, because that place had become the only safe refuge left. But how to cross the river became the biggest problem.